Today you see two pair of pants, neat, pull up, very nice, lots of options, easy peasy to sew, very beginner friendly, high satisfaction levels guaranteed. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing, and today I have two pairs of pants. I actually thought I was just going to make one, but my test garment came out wearable, so I've got two, which is amazing. I rarely plan for a wearable test garment. In this case, I was very hopeful it was actually going to work, so I just used nice fabric to test it as a pair of shorts. What I'm talking about though is a pair of pants. There is no shorts option here, but I made a shorts option to check the fit. And this is the Urban Flair pants from Pattern Emporium. They're made for neat fabrics. They are pull up, super easy to sew and wear and fit. They have a yoga waistband. You can see on the top here that there's a low rise and a high rise. Those are marked on the pattern. There's also maternity options. If you're pregnant, you can cut it even lower and add different types of shaped waistbands. So that's really nice. There's options there. And then for the legs, you have three options. One is tapered, one is flared, a little more fitted at the thigh and then it flares out, and the other one is straight. My favorite here are the straight and the flares. I'm actually not wearing tapered legs. I haven't been in a long time. You can make either of these cropped or full length. The inseam here is either 24 inches or 29, almost 30 inches. You have optional pockets here, the rounded type of pockets. I really like the pocket piece. It's super easy to sew. The Urban Flair pants are 50% off for a few hours over at Pattern Emporium. The sale ends on Saturday, the 20th of September at noon, but in Australia. We're sort of behind the time here, so the sale will end on Friday night, the 19th of September, around this section of the world. I'm in South America, North America, this type of thing. If you click on my affiliate link, it will take you straight there. You will see a little countdown on the top of the website, so it's easy for you to see how many hours left you have of the sale. If you do end up purchasing using my link, you don't pay anything extra. You still get the 50% off. I just receive a small commission from Kate, who owns and designs at Pattern Emporium, next month as my commission. It's one of the ways I make an income creating helpful content here on YouTube. My favorite fabrics here would be medium to heavyweight. You need the fabric to stretch at least 50%, can go all the way to 100 if you want, horizontally, and vertically at least 20%. If you have fabric that doesn't stretch vertically at all, it's just not going to work. It's going to pull at the crotch. It's going to be super uncomfortable. So I would suggest you not even go there. Don't think of making adjustments and going up sizes. It's just not going to work. I don't think I would like to make pants in a very lightweight knit. I think sometimes it can tend to be clingy and you can see the lines of your underwear, which I'm not a fan of. But I'm just saying what I prefer here. I'm not saying you can't make this out of rayon spandex. I would make this as a pajama for rayon spandex. I think that would be amazing. But for going out, I feel like I'm wearing pajamas if I'm wearing rayon spandex. The same with bamboo spandex and modal spandex. I think they would be very nice. I'm not saying you can't make them, but I wouldn't use that fabric. I would use double brush poly. I would use ITY, cotton lycra, a stretch velvet, maybe a stretch corduroy if you can find some. I have found that type of fabric here before. I don't have any left, but that was amazing for these type of pants. Athletic knit, French terry, maybe a rayon French terry if it stretches nicely. For my test garment, I decided to use a cotton lycra that looks like denim. I have yardage and yardage of this stuff, and I had very high hope that my test garment was going to be wearable, so I ended up with a wearable pair of shorts. Love that. And then for my actual pants, I chose a rayon French terry that's so soft and it's heavy and drapey and it stretches amazingly. Yeah, it's amazing. It's got a lovely print, and those are going to be my full length pants. I'm choosing to do the straight leg. I'm going to love those. And then I'm going to have some left over to make some type of sweater or something later on. I'm going to have a snake set. I'm looking forward to that. No other notions required. I'm using something extra though because I'm going to be stabilizing the pocket entrance, the rounded pocket entrance. So I'm using little strips of fusible interfacing with no stretch to fuse around that section. That's something extra that I'm doing that you'll see in the up close and so personal segment. If you're wondering what I'm wearing, this is the Game On tee from Pattern Emporium. I made it out of an athletic knit. It can also be long sleeves, and it would just have one sleeve over here and then none over here. It's a one shoulder top. But because I can't wear a strapless bra, I just added on a little strap. It's not a cold shoulder as such, it's asymmetric. I think it's really cool. And I've got it paired with some skirts. This is a workout outfit for me in this opportunity. Super comfy for the day. I really like this one from Pattern Emporium. If you haven't seen it, check it out. For sizing, this is an older pattern, so the sizing goes from 6 to 22 Australian. It goes up to a 51-inch hip. Now, I did size down one size in my waistband, the yoga waistband. I just want it to be nice and firm. I don't want it to feel loose at any point. I don't have an elastic in there, so I'm cutting out a straight size 16 here, but my waistband, I cut it a size 14. My fabric stretches beautifully, so I just have to stretch it a little bit more when I sew it on, and it's going to be no issues there. I take a totally different approach when I'm fitting woven pants and knit pants. I do all the same steps though. I measure the crotch, I pin on the waistband. If you've seen my process before, I do it all the same. It's just that I'm not aiming with the measurements of knit pants to achieve my body measurements. Remember, we have vertical ease as well. So my crotch can sometimes be a little shorter on these pants than my actual body. I do like keeping the front though, my body measurements. I'm more comfortable with that. So my front crotch measures 12.5, and that was my aim here. What I found with the pants was that it's a little bit long for me. It was going to end up a little high. Remember when patterns describe fitting at the waist or below the waist, that's so individual because everyone has different lengths here. It's not circumferences, lengths are also very individual. So I took the description of the pants with a grain of salt. It says that they should be 2 inches below the waist. That's going to be different for everyone. So I just go and measure the actual pattern. I draw my seam allowance, which is just 1/4 inch, and then I go from there. So doing that, I knew that I needed to shorten my rise at the front by 3/4 inch, which is super easy. I just cut across, left the side seam the same, and just overlapped a little bit at the center front so that the crotch is a little shorter at the front. For the back, I measured. My back rise is 17.5 inches. This one measured 16. So I decided to add 1 inch. I'm 1/2 inch short. Supposedly, that would be the case if I'm making woven pants. But I know for knit pants, it's going to be absolutely fine to be a little short at the back because the fabric stretches. If I wanted to match my body measurements with a knit, they might end up drooping and not looking too nice. So I'm always taking those things into account, and 100% I want to make 100% a test garment was going to help me decide. Now, I don't have many bottom weight lovely fabrics for pants like this. They are super, super precious for me. So I'm not just going to go ahead and make pants just making them and hoping for the best, because sometimes there are things that you can't really fix after the fact. So I want to protect my fabric and my experience. So the test garment is never a waste of time. Let me quickly show you how that turned out. And it just confirmed the pattern adjustments I'd made. My shorts there are going to end up being about a 7-inch inseam, which is perfect. A few inches above my knee, not too short, not too long, super comfortable. For shorts, if you want to try this hack, I would suggest you do the wider option of the shorts. I think that looks nicer. I don't like shorts that are tapered to your leg. I don't think that looks very nice. So these are super wearable. I'm going to really, really love these. And then I'm very happy to cut into my beautiful fabric. Check out this test garment. I think the fit is perfection. Remember, I shortened the front rise here because I measured that including my waistband, it was going to be at my waist. So my front is shorter by 3/4 inch from the original pattern. But then at the back, I added 1 inch. And even though in theory the rise is shorter than my body, because it's a knit, it's absolutely perfect. I like the ease around the legs. I'm really happy I chose the wide leg version for these shorts because they're perfect. The silhouette is just perfection. And the yoga waistband, got a size 14 but a size 16 here, and I was able to fit it here perfectly fine. So happy to go into my final pants now. Another fitting adjustment I did was lengthen them. Obviously, I'm a little bit taller. There are 2 adjustment lines on the pants itself, which I find extremely helpful. It just makes you have a nicer, smoother line without distorting the shape too much. So at the 2 adjustment lines, I cut apart, I spread apart, I added 1 inch on each one. So I have 2 extra inches of length. That's just particular for me because I have long legs in proportion to my height and I'm 5'8". So fitting process, super easy, very, very comfortable. I'm so happy. For sewing, I filmed a lot of it for you. It's done on the serger, a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm just using the sewing machine for a little bit with the pocket and with the hem, and that's it. Pants are super easy to sew, definitely beginner friendly. They're just no fuss. There's a few extra things like darts and pockets, but they're not hard to do, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So, you know, if you've never made a pair of neat pants, these could be your first, and you could have a super nice experience. There's not many pieces to the Urban pants from Pattern Emporium. This is just a test garment I'm making. I'm making a shorts version. I really hope it's going to be wearable. I have already done my adjustments for the rise on the front and the back. So I'm just going to quickly whip these up to make sure everything's good. And then I'm going to sew my long pair. So I've measured about 7 inches of inseam. I've actually cut it at 8 so I can have 1 inch of hem allowance. I've chosen the straight leg option, which is pretty straight. I'm not going to have an issue with hemming this. I have my yoga waistband right here, and this is the pocket piece. That is the pocket entrance. It's rounded, and this pocket piece is just one. It's going to go there and then fold it like that. I'll show you quickly how I'm going to do that. All the sewing steps you're going to see with these are going to be the same. It's just that the seams are shorter, but in essence, it's all the same. For these pockets, I'm fusing a little bit of interfacing that doesn't stretch just along the curve because I don't want these stretching out and deforming over time. So I'm basically suppressing the stretch of the pocket opening, which is going to make them look so much better. You don't need special notions. This is just really lightweight fusible that doesn't stretch. Check it out, no stretch. So now this is going to be super nice and they're going to keep the shape and look nice. This is the front leg. That's the pocket opening there, the curve. I've got the pocket on top, right sides together. Here is the crotch. I'm going to sew it from this side because it's interfaced, and I'm just going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance to sew these together. It's curved, and so I'm going to do a few snips. Because this has got interfacing and there's no stretch, I've sewn this with a straight stitch, and this area is going to behave like a woven, although it is a stretchy knit. Now I'm going to open this up and I'm going to push the seam allowance underneath the pocket, which is this piece over here, and I'm going to edge stitch. I folded the pocket towards the inside, that's under stitching. Now I've pinned it, and I'm going to top stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance using the same presser foot. It's really helpful. From the wrong side, all you do now is fold it like this. So I really like this because you don't have to sew the seam, it's just a fold. The only seam we need to sew for this pocket is the bottom one, and then based here on the side and on the top, and that is the pocket like that. I think it's really cool. So I'm just going to serge this end here. I've given my pocket a good press, and now I'm basting the top edges so that they stay together at the waist area. Very small seam allowance because we're using a 1/4 inch for everything here. Then I'm basting the sides as well. This is going to fix the pockets in place. They won't flap about, and then your front can just act as one piece now. You can forget the pocket is there. These pants have double darts, so we're sewing 4 darts in total. I've marked them in red so I can see them. I like starting from the tip here, right on the edge, no back tacking, and then keep going to the white part. Knot these at the bottom by hand, and they're going to turn out super, super neat. The tip there is so nice. There's no puckers, dimples, little weird spaces. So I've got 3 more. They're all the same. Here are the back legs. Now I'm going to take the front legs and just put them on top, matching up the inseams and the side seams right there. This is my favorite way to sew pants, and it's the way I always want to sew them. And with simple pants like this, you can do this method because you don't have to worry about zippers. So do the side seams and the inseams, whatever order you prefer. Just get one leg sewn up individually, and then we're going to join them up at the crotch as the last step. Easy seams. The cotton lycra is easy to work with. Just a 1/4 inch right here. Side seams and inseams, very easy. Here I have them sewn up, one leg, the other leg. Just choose any leg you want and turn it right sides out. Leave the other one as it is. And then this one that you've turned around, we're going to slide it into the other leg here through the crotch section. And they're going to match up. Once we match everything up, we're going to have a U-type seam that will sew the back and the crotch all in one go. I've pinned it all. I've got the pins quite a bit away from the edge so I don't have to remove them as I serge. I can do it all in one go. Here is the seam, easy peasy. Now we just open it all up and it's going to be together. Now remember, if you're sewing the long pants, it's just longer. Now I have a yoga waistband. I've cut out a size 16 here, which matches my measurements, but for the waistband, I've cut out a size 14, just so that it's a little more snug. So that is my yoga waistband. It's smaller than this, so I'm going to have to stretch it and divide it in quarters as I sew. This is a rectangle. It's a traditional yoga waistband. I'm going to leave that seam at the center back. It's helpful for when you're getting your pants, in a hurry and you want to see what's the back. I've divided in 4, so I've got pins there on the sides and the center. And this is super easy because all you need to do is match it up at the center and the side seams because the front and the back have the same width here on the top. So I'm just going to pin it at the references that I know, center, front, and the sides. And you're going to see that I'm going to have to stretch it to match as I serge. It's not going to look gathered as I wear this. Once you press it, look, that much. It can stretch. It'll be absolutely fine. That means that the negative ease on the waist is going to keep them up and firm without needing an elastic, which is great because I try to avoid elastics as much as I can. There we go. The next steps are all on the serger. I'm just going slowly, keeping all the raw edges together, serging as I go and stretching. If you're loving the sewing content over here at Lifting Pins and Needles, make sure you don't step out of this video without tapping on the like button. It's the best way to let YouTube know that this is great quality content. Hopefully more people that love to sew can find me over here in this little corner of sewing. This is my wearable test. It turned out very wearable and I'm so happy to have it. All out of the same fabric, only 4 pattern pieces. I do have the pocket. Nice and stable here at the curved opening with that interfacing as you saw. It's not going to stretch out and start looking wavy, which I really don't like. It's a nice amount of space in here. I'm sure you could fit a phone, although I'm never going to put anything in here. I think it looks cool. I'm the best lover of the yoga waistband, so I'm so happy it's there. Little darts on the back that give you really good shaping. And this turned out to be a 7-inch inseam. For me, it might look shorter than for you if you're shorter than me. For me, it's a couple of inches above the knee. I really like it. This is all on the serger. It was so easy. And I had such high hopes this was going to be amazing. That's why I made my test out of something nice. Usually I don't. That's how it looks like on the inside with the pocket. I love this system. I've actually hacked pockets to have that fold there. No need to hack here because it's already there and it's so easy. You just have that seam at the bottom, all caught right there, and it's really, really easy to sew. Very nice. Love the dots at the back. Let's see this one on styled a few ways. These are my Urban Flair pants from Pattern Emporium, but you can see that they're shorts because this is my wearable test garment. I just cut them at a 7-inch inseam and I cut the wide leg version to make this test. I really wanted to make sure that the fitting adjustments I'd made were correct before sewing my full length pants, and this is perfect cotton lycra denim look jersey. Great. I absolutely love it. The fit is great. Got it paired with one of my lyrical shirts from Pattern Emporium, embroidery and glaze. I love this. It's so comfortable. I've got sneakers, a gorgeous top, and a great fitting pair of shorts. I can be out like this all day and feel amazing. So I've got a 14 waist and a 16 hip here. What a win to just sew a test garment that's so nice and ready to wear. Here I've got it paired with my Game On tee from Pattern Emporium. I do have a little sneaky strap there on my one shoulder because I can't use a strapless bra, and it's great. Neat top with neat pants. This is the definition of comfort here. I think both look super stunning. These shorts are going to be worn a billion times. I already know that. Another casual look with a bit of an effort. I've got beautiful sneakers, super comfortable. I've got a little cami tucked in. You're going to be able to see more details of the shorts, and a really cute linen vest in a leopard print, which I'm loving right now in grey tones. Up closer you see the yoga waistband. The fit is really great. I shortened my rise by about 3/4 of an inch on the front and lengthened it at the back by an inch. This is just custom fitting that I required for these, and I was super happy to sew these shorts to confirm all of this before sewing my gorgeous full length. So I love these wearable shorts, such a win. This is my amazing long pair. Check out the snake print. It's so nice. The French terry is amazing. Because I want to make a top and I had some left, I didn't want to just risk it and cut out pocket pieces out of the same fabric in case I don't have enough for the matching top. So I used the same cotton lycra that looks like denim for the pockets. And you can see the contrast. I think it looks really cute. I don't think it's wrong. Just add something to it. So that's what I've got in there. Same or stabilized. I did the same sewing technique over here than with the others, just longer. This is a wide leg version, which I really wanted to sew. It meshes with my style right now so much. And if I would have had time, I would have made the flared version. It's all the same fit up here. It's just that here at the mid thigh, it starts going a little bit in and then it goes back out like that. I think that's a really nice silhouette that suits a lot of people as well. I just didn't have time to make one of those, but I know I will. The tapered one, I think I'm going to pass on that one. I think over time we start feeling more comfortable with certain styles more than others. And I'm really digging these. So nice. I have a 31.5-inch inseam right here and it's perfect for me. You know, I had to add some length and yeah, so comfortable. Let me show you the inside of this fabric. It's that French terry right there, type of weave, super stretchy, very soft, amazing, but heavy. So nice, bottom weight, totally. Let's check this out on as well. Here are my Urban Flair pants from Pattern Emporium. These are my final pair after sewing a test garment. These are French terry made out of rayon and spandex in snake prints. Really heavy bottom weight fabric, but very nice and drapey, so it makes it perfect for the wide leg style. Absolutely love these. I lengthened the legs by 2 extra inches here. And all the adjustments around the rise you've already seen. I've got comfy pockets there. I don't like these. I absolutely love them. They are the best pants I've made in a while. They're just so good. The comfort, the look, the feel, everything. And I've got it paired with my Refresh top, which is a brand new pattern that was released a couple of days ago at Pattern Emporium. I've got it in a long sleeve sweater style. It's got ruching on the side and both of these silhouettes match perfectly. I am beyond happy about these pants. No fuss, easy fit, so easy to sew. I've got a 14 waist and a 16 hip here. And here is a casual version of these with white sneakers and Game On tee from Pattern Emporium. This time in a red embroidered knit. So nice. Oh, I just love this outfit so much. It's so comfortable. No need to tuck in. The top isn't boxy. It's not loose. It's not that long either. And the pants fit really well at the waist and hips. I don't feel like I'm boxy everywhere here. I feel amazing in a red top with a snake print bottoms. It's just the best thing. And here I've semi-dressed them up a little bit. I've got a black cami tucked in so you can see the details of the waistband and the pockets in a sec. I've got a crop shirt, walkable heels that are super comfy, and I love this. This is me all over it. This is my style uniform in a way. I really like this. The shorter shirt goes perfectly with the wider leg pants. The wide yoga waistband, so comfortable. The curved pocket openings with the contrast pocket bag. 2 dots there on each side that give it great shaping. I love this. And this outfit is everything. Because a snake can go with any color, this is an outfit I can recreate with different types of tops, different colors. So there's so many possibilities for styling here. I just came up with these 3 and I had a lot of fun putting these together. I love these pants. I've had these since 2021 when I bought the pattern, and I'm so happy I was able to sew them. No fuss. I can't wait to make a matching set out of the snake version. I don't know what type of top I'm going to make, but it's going to be impactful. I can see myself wearing that on a plane with a comfortable pair of sneakers, and it would be such an amazing outfit. Yeah, the French terry, the Rayon French terry is so soft. If you can ever find that fabric and try it out, it's amazing because it's not the same as a lightweight rayon spandex. This is heavier. It's got amazing drape. It actually holds up in the wash and the color is better as well. It's just because of the way it's weaved. It's same as the cotton lycra I found amazing. I'm happy with my shorts and my pants. I hope you take advantage of this sale. I'm going to see you again tomorrow, so make sure you subscribed over here at Lifting Pins and Needles. See you then. Bye.